So Scott, well, first off, I mean, you're a little familiar with the area here.
Yep.
What's it like coming back? Do you have good memories of the place?
Yeah, well, it's very nostalgic for me. Obviously, I feel like my career has kind of come full circle a little bit right now, anyway. Having started my career with the Devils organization and playing, majority of my first three seasons, here in Albany and at the Times Union Center. Obviously, when I was here, it was the Pepsi Arena, so for me, I'll always call it the Pepsi Arena. But no, it's good. It's very nostalgic and. Like I said before, I have good memories of playing, for the Albany team and just the area in general.
Were you pretty excited when the talks between yourself, your agent, and the Devils started happening?
Yeah, for sure. I think that every player has got a team or organization that they really connect their career with. And for me, it's New Jersey. Obviously, they're the team that drafted me. I spent most of my pro career with the Devils organization, but also, most importantly, I spent the beginning part of my professional career, with them, and I think that that's when you're probably the most impressionable, and you're learning how to do things as a pro and to be a pro and a good one at that, and developing as a player. And for me, that all happened with New Jersey. So even going to different organizations, it's neat and to see how the different organizations differ from each other and how they run things. And obviously, I met a lot of great people. But for me, once my contract was up with Florida, in the off season, New Jersey was a team that I really wanted to return to and play for once again, because like I said before, even though I left, I was always kind of a devil. I always thought, it was that one organization that I think really I identify my career with the most.
Now, as good a pro as you may be, there's only so much you can get out of practice.
Yeah.
Had somewhat limited playing time so far
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Are you happy to be someplace where you're going to see some more ice time?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, nobody grows up wishing to be or dreaming of becoming a backup goaltender. No one says I want to be a backup goalie. When they're younger. But for me, my career has been at this point, 37. My career has been kind of carved out for me, and for myself, um, if I was going to be a backup goalie, I want to be the best backup goalie I could be. Whatever the role called for, I was going to do it to the best of my ability. And so, like I said, at this point in my career, I've kind of carved out that niche for me, and I think that that's one of the reasons why I'm still playing at age 37. So I take some pride in that. Having said that, I believe that a good backup goalie is one that can sit on the bench for long periods of time and then get thrown in there and play, among other things. So having started the year in New Jersey and having not played, for me, simply because I'm not a young guy and that I have been down that path before and been in that role before, I think that I can still kind of thrive in that situation. So for me, getting sent down wasn't anything negative on my aspect. It was one where, yeah, okay, you look at the positive side of it. Well, now I can. Do I necessarily need it? Like I said, at my age and the experience that I have, I don't know. But if I'm going to get sent down, then I can work on my game during a game-like setting. So, I think that I've always been a guy who looks at it as the glass is half full and I want to get out of it what I can. And so for me, getting sent down to play some games, I don't think of it as a negative thing. I think look at the positive sides of it, and there's so many positive sides. So having your game in order is something that is a requirement. Especially if you're going to be playing in the NHL where you're expected to be a finished product.
Was there, I guess, an adjustment? You said you're fine going long periods of time, but
yeah.
you get assigned to Albany, make the drive to Hartford, and then you play the game. Was there some preparation, or was it a little tough for you?
Oh, well, no, it's tough. I mean, and let's not say that's an easy job. Sitting long periods of time or shuffling back and forth between the NHL and the AHL. There's adjustments there for sure. I just think that it's easier when you have experience doing it. And I have experience in pretty much every situation you can think of. There isn't a situation that I haven't already been in before in the past, and that's just due to experience. So yeah, there is an adjustment period, and some of that adjustment period is off the ice things. There's many on the ice, but there are some off the ice that kind of contribute to it as well. So uh, getting the call or knowing that I was going to play a couple of days in advance, and knowing the situation and the plan, and you're planning things out days in advance, and all those things play into the preparation, like you said, of playing in that game. Yesterday morning. Having said that, is it easy? No. I was in the NHL for a month and just practicing, and then you play a game in the AHL level. I hadn't practiced at the AHL level before that game even. So there are many different adjustments that you have to make and that you're thrown into, and it's adapting. But for me, is it easy? No, it's definitely not easy. But for me, I think that it's a situation that I have experience in, and I think the experience really helps you.
Seems like New Jersey is, likes the character guys. You look at Rod Kelly, Mark Fraser's back in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
You're here. Do you feel the role down here is to be a leader, to help mentor some of these younger guys?
Yeah, well, I think that this organization really prides itself on the character of the player, not only what he can do on the ice, but his character, his personality, and things of that nature off the ice, which definitely plays a part. And like I said before, the New Jersey team organization was the first of my pro career, and so that's where I learned how to be a pro. And when I was younger, I had guys like that I looked up to or learned from, just being around them every day. And that's how I learned how to be a pro, and I thought that was the right way to do things. And I have experience in other organizations, some good and some bad. And so you come back to the Devils organization now, where hopefully I'm that older kind of positive presence, on the ice and off the ice as well.